How do you take the excellent sniper level in Call of Duty Modern Warfare and one-up it by making it a lot grittier, a lot drearier, a lot more disturbing, and then throwing in a mad Russian for good measure? I'm Spartanrobotgaming, and welcome to the first episode of Awesome Levels and Why They're Awesome, a LAWDA for short. As the name implies, with this series, I'll be taking a good hard look at some fantastic classic levels from throughout gaming history, and I will be explaining why they're such classics, why they're remembered so fondly. If you like that prospect, please feel free to like and subscribe, as there is truly unlimited potential. Anyway, enough of that, let's talk Vendetta. So just to give you a little background, this is the third mission in Call of Duty World at War, and the first mission to specifically take place in the European theater of war. Very specifically, this takes place during the Battle of Stalingrad. Given the overall tone of both the level and the game as a whole, this is very fitting. The Battle of Stalingrad was an absolute bloodbath. It's actually often considered to be the single bloodiest battle in the history of mankind. So in a game that's all about just how ugly war is, it's fitting that the game would start you off somewhere like the Battle of Stalingrad. I also have to say that it introduces fan favorite character Viktor Reznov, but more on that later. For now, let's jump right in. And here we go. Let's get started. I gotta say, that's one thing I've always loved about this game are the loading scenes. They are absolutely fantastic, and this is no exception. They definitely do a good job of setting the tone, especially here. This is mostly footage taken straight out of the Battle of Stalingrad, and even the quick seconds that you see are absolutely disturbing in the truest sense of the word. There really aren't words for just how awful the Battle of Stalingrad was, and these quick little snippets you see do a really good job of exemplifying that. So the level hasn't even started yet, and they've already set the tone. Suffice it to say, it's only going to get worse from here. So discretion is advised. This cold intro is so disturbingly powerful. To me, it's a work of art. It is so macabre, but it is so brutally real. You know, the buzzards pecking at corpses, the bodies laying around, the executions of these wounded soldiers. It just shows just how unspeakably awful this battle was. Such a dark moment in human history. And this scene just shows just how depraved everybody involved was. That's not to say the Germans weren't awful. That's not to say that the Russians were absolutely perfect, but this shows just how unflinching and how brutal everybody was involved in this conflict. There really aren't even words for it. It's kind of funny, the graphics look a little borderline cartoonish by today's standards, but to me it adds to the tone. It just adds to how surreal this entire situation is. It almost feels unreal. Like, did this actually happen? Unfortunately, yes. And there he is, our boy Viktor Reznov, in all of his Xbox 360 glory. I love the detail on the combat boots, too. That is such a great detail. That's one thing you got to give this game credit for. The attention to detail is just absolutely mind-blowing. Now, quick disclaimer, I did die a couple of times during this particular Let's Play. I apologize. I'm quite rusty. It's been a spell since I played any COD, but just bear with me there. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain, like I'm 95% certain this entire sequence was inspired from a movie. If anybody knows the name of the movie, or if they can give me more information, I would love to know. Feel free to add that in the comments.
Not just here.
If there's one thing I love about this level, it's the voice actor for Reznov. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he did such a good job. Probably the absolute best voice acting of any Call of Duty game ever comes right out of this guy's mouth. It's just so perfect. it's so deadpan, it's so dreary, and yet at the same time so angry. There's almost an unspoken, weary indignation. There's a righteous anger that you hear in every last syllable, and it is fantastic for it. If I recall, one of the achievements is taking out all of these soldiers without having to reload. And I'm pretty sure I pulled it off a long time ago, but it just shows, it exemplifies just how much every single bullet counts as a sniper. If you ask me, in many ways, this level demonstrates what it feels like to be a sniper. Here comes death number 1. I apologize. It exemplifies what a sniper truly is. It exemplifies what it means to be a sniper, where every single bullet is going to drastically change the battlefield. To me, it does a much better job of exemplifying what it means to be a sniper than the sniper level in Modern Warfare. I believe that was a year prior, but I could be wrong. Here comes the dog. Let's be prepared for it this time. Bad dog.
You are a natural hunter.
I also, literally, first time I've ever noticed that his hand is actually missing a finger. I'd never noticed that before recording this video. That is such a great detail. He wasn't lying when he said his aim was a little messed up. Kind of crazy to me that there was a time when these graphics were considered the best in the world. There was a time when these graphics were considered mind-blowing. By today's standards, the only word I can think to describe them is cartoony. Just the sharp contrast between different colors and just how borderline plastic the weapons look. It almost looks like it's a cartoon. Not a bad thing per se, but it definitely adds to the overall surrealist, disbelief-esque tone of the overall experience.
This place once echoed with conversations of friends and lovers. No longer.
Again, just the weary indignation, just the anger, but at the same time, the weariness, the tiredness in his voice. It's such a fantastic delivery. Serious kudos to that voice actor. I wish Reznov appeared in more games.
This way. Knowing the routines and movements of your prey tips the balance of a hunt. General Amsel is a creature of habit.
Just how slowly and meticulously he opens that door. That is such a great detail.
He inspects each
I love the weeping angels too. It's like even when you do see things that are objectively good, there's a twinge of sadness to it. The bullet holes in the car door, just the tiny little details that just drive the point home that this is a war zone. I think this was the first game I ever played that had the like hurtling through windows mechanic, but I could be wrong. Now this is one of my favorite parts of the level, this sniper sequence. To me, this is a much more effective sniper sequence than the one in Modern Warfare, simply because they can shoot back. So it suddenly raises the stakes. You have to change your position, you have to move around more often. And of course, have to take advantage of this lovely glitch. I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was left in on purpose, because I know there's an achievement for taking out the general with the pistol, and that's how you get it. You have to exhaust all the ammo right away, but I'm not sure. Either way, I have that. That'll come in handy later. Let's see how quickly I can take this guy out. It's really fascinating, actually. There's an entire dynamic where he uses a decoy, and you can take that out too. Like, they definitely spent a lot of time on this sniper sequence, and it feels genuinely tense and genuinely dangerous. Let's see how long it'll take me. And is he gonna fire? Watch, he's gonna fire as soon as I stop being steady. Oh, there's the decoy. I think that was the decoy. Yep. Oh man. So tense. So tense. You know, you play this on the hardest difficulty, literally, if he gets one shot on you, you're dead. So you're literally just constantly taking pot shots. More than once I remember running out of ammunition on this part, just trying to get the guy. Let's see if I can get him quickly. Oh, now he's hiding, little coward. Little Jerry coward. I apologize, that was offensive. Well, he's a Nazi, so he has it coming. As well as that bullet. Oh gosh, maybe I should just take a few pot shots, see if I can flush him out. Oh, was that movement? Was that movement on the left? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Ooh. Got him. Here he comes. Ooh. Just satisfying crack. Now down the stairs. And as soon as Reznov approves. You know, they're Reznov approved stairs after all. Ooh, the patrol. I love this moment too. And then you're spotted as soon as the clock starts going off in the background. That is such a fantastic detail. Again, just the sheer attention to detail with this level in particular is so fantastic. This is probably the single most cinematic level in the entire game. Unless you count the Hellcats level, but even that just doesn't rise to the same level. Again, with the combat boots, the rips and tears in his uniform, just all those small little details that just add to the overall experience. Don't know why there's so many mannequins. I don't know why that German soldier just took 4 bullets to the midsection and didn't even flinch. I wonder if you actually could take out all the soldiers attacking the building. I've never tried. I feel like you wouldn't last long enough with the fire, but maybe one of these days. Gotta have that generic Call of Duty jump scare, you know, tense moment where it's like, oh no, are they going to be trapped? Of course not, because Reznov's hands are invincible, apparently. They're burn-proof. I mean, he is Victor Reznov, after all. I mean, he has a weapon in Black Ops 2 named after him, an upgraded AK-47, so... I mean, clearly he must have invincible hands, right? I apologize, just trying to make a little brevity here. Then this lovely leap of faith moment. And the classic Call of Duty moment where everyone's down on the ground, they're about to be unalived, and then all of a sudden, rat-a-tat-a-tat-a, here comes the Deus Ex Machina. It's Call of Duty. Even at this point, it was predictable. Gotta love the firing squad right there. Like, that is such a morbid detail, but that's the kind of thing that happened. That was the Battle of Stalingrad for you.
Such a move will prevent the German command calling for help. Dimitri and I will
Oof. Not subtle, are they? I think I just summed up I think I just summed up the entire game of Call of Duty World at War. Not so subtle, is it? I do love how they conveniently place sniper rifle ammo all over the place. Again, the sequence is fantastic because it once again emphasizes that cliche bit about snipers being one shot, one kill, where timing is everything. Truly, if you can time it, you could take out half of the enemies on screen with one well-placed shot to the flamer. I can't think of a better example in the entire game of one shot, one kill. Or in that case, I think that it was one shot and 4 kills. Now, I don't know enough about flamethrowers, but were the tanks actually that combustible? I'd genuinely like to know. Because that's been such an overdone video game cliche. Like, I remember seeing that in, like, Gears of War and Team Fortress. You see that all over the place. I'd like to know if somebody could tell me whether or not World War II flamethrower tanks were that combustible. I feel like if they actually were, they wouldn't have been used as often. At least outside of Japan. Well, the Pacific, I should say. I suppose it probably depends on how full they are, too. If they're completely full, then it would be a lot harder to ignite them. There'd be no oxygen for them to burn, but I don't know. Lucky guy. You just missed. Oop, never mind. Can I take them both? Yep, I got both of them. One of them lost a leg, but yeah, that would be a fatal wound without immediate proper treatment, so that works. So, what makes this level so particularly awesome? If I haven't already established it, the dedication to the overall overarching game's unwaveringly brutal tone definitely sets this level apart. There's definitely brutal, very visceral combat throughout, but here you see just how ugly the European theater was. You see it firsthand, and probably the best example in the European theater, death number 2, I apologize, right here at the Battle of Stalingrad. There's really no other place where it's as ugly as it is here. I also have to say that one of the other things I love about this level is the sheer attention to detail. I can't think of another level where there's so many small little cinematic little hints and cinematic little moments that just adds to the overall experience. Like, I feel like as the series went on, there was less and less of traditional gunfights and more of this over-the-top cinematics, and it probably started sometime right around here. If not Modern Warfare, probably here. And it's definitely gotten over the top as of late, but this was a time when it was done so effectively and to get a really great universal message across. So between the cinematic qualities, the callbacks to the actual Battle of Stalingrad, and the sheer brutality of the level, it's easy to see how this level is such an enduring classic. Another relatively minor thing, in my opinion, is its dedication to sniper sensibilities. Now, I keep comparing it to the sniper level in Modern Warfare. I believe that's called One Shot, One Kill, but I could be wrong. But that level really doesn't feel as memorable or as sniper-esque as this. You know, this level is dedicated to sniping as being a hunt, whereas in One Shot, One Kill, if that is what it's called, you know the targets, you know exactly where they're going to be, and that takes half of the chase out of it. And especially in World War II, sniping was all about chasing. It was all about a cat and mouse game, like you see earlier in the game, where you have to outsnipe a sniper. Anyway, so just popping heads, as snipers tended to do. Need some more ammo. I love that there's an optional machine gun there. I feel like that one particular, that armored truck, that particular shot would have been really difficult to pull off. Ooh. It's another thing I'll always respect this game for, is the dismemberment. I think it's the only Call of Duty game to have straight up dismemberment. I could be wrong on that, though. Somebody can correct me in the comments. It worked well for Nazi zombies, too. Maybe I'll do a video on Nazi zombies. I absolutely love the original Nazi zombies. Now, gunfight number 2. I think I almost die at this moment, but not quite. If you can't tell, I'm quite rusty. It's been a long time since I've played an old school Call of Duty campaign. You know, back before they got ridiculous, if they even have them. You know, modern Call of Duty is a shadow of its former self, and that's a hill I'll die upon. Anyway, so now the final sequence of the game, or excuse me, of the level. This is fantastic too. I absolutely love what's coming up here. This, I would argue, more so than any other moment, exemplifies Viktor Reznov as a character. There's nothing we can do for our comrades. Their sacrifice will not go unavenged. So he is so hyper fixated on taking out his target, on catching his prey, so to speak, that he's willing to sacrifice his army buddies along the way. To me, that exemplifies just the kind of character that he is. He is not a hero. He is not an objectively good person. He is a soldier, he is a sniper, he is a hunter. And he will do whatever it takes. He will break as many eggs as he has to make that golden omelet that he wants. Let's see how quickly I can take this guy out. Reloading. Can I take him right here? Of course he's running. He's a coward. There he is, and oh, that splatter too. That is so satisfying. Gotcha. And now time to go. And here we go. Let's get out. And I die one more time here, and it's very bizarre and very random. Just watch. It just feels out of place. Like all of a sudden I'm just dead. Like, what just happened? I'm confused. How did I die? And now to finish the level and, you know, finally get out of Stalingrad. Kind of funny, it's Volgograd now because the Volga River goes through there. Of course, they definitely want to rename it after, you know, after Stalin kicked the bucket, so to speak, but I digress. And here we go. This is the end. Just gotta jump out of the river. Alright. Go ahead, Reznov. And now, let's make like Rasputin and take a swim in the Volga River. Great. Historical humor there to finish out the video. It's been asked for decades now, but are video games art? Can video games rise to the level of, say, classic painters? I would argue that Vendetta is an example of video games as art. Morbid, grotesque, macabre art, but definitely art. You know, they create this tiny little slice of the Battle of Stalingrad, and between the atmosphere, the voice acting, the sheer brutality on display, they do an accurate job of displaying humanity at its absolute worst. Even the objective good guys, Viktor Reznov, is willing to sacrifice his own friends and possibly even family if it means tracking down and destroying this German general. Everything about this level exemplifies what video games are capable of. Are video games art? This is one shining example, and that is why I consider Vendetta to be a particularly awesome level that is definitely worth remembering. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, let me thank you. This is a rough idea I've had for a long time, and if you do enjoy it, please show some support. Let me know in the comments. Are there levels you think I should talk about? Do you disagree? Are there better levels in World at War? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great holiday. Take care.